And when you were actively practicing, right? Of course, there was a lot that was happening. And people would say, yeah, back then, you know, teaching we really enjoyed it because the environment was good. Felt like we were supported. You fought so hard just to make sure that, you know, teachers are sort of like catered for and their needs are, their voices are heard. But then again, looking at over the years, of course, there has been a lot of changes. What is it that you pick? What is it that you see? And are we heading, you know, for the worst, or what's happening?
Yes, indeed. I fought so hard, and that struggle has not ended.
It has not ended.
A luta continua. That's what I would tell
all
the teachers all over the world.
Yeah.
It's you to create your space. It's you to fight for your rights within the framework of ILO, UNESCO recommendations. The different generations of teachers have engaged in different struggles at different times. Of course, when we look at pre-independence, Stephen Joseph Kioni started KNUT and brought the union together and started agitating for better terms, equal terms and conditions of service in 1962, 63, about free strikes, and then establishment of TSC in 1965, which was not granted with ease. Those leaders were arrested, incarcerated, locked in, and eventually TSC was formed, a national employer with unified terms and conditions of service. In this country, you'll not get such an employer anywhere in the world. Teachers are subject to varied terms and conditions of service. I would say it takes the efforts and solidarity of teachers to push this particular agenda, and I'm so proud that now in Kenya we've not let down that fire of the struggle of making teaching a better service. And until to date, in fact, compared to, in terms of earnings, Kenyan teachers compared to their peers across Africa, I think are doing fairly well. Maybe they're only comparing to South Africa in terms of pay out of their struggle. That is one. And of course, Mwalimu here can agree with me that sometimes back before 2012, you'd find very few teachers driving and owning cars. But now, almost every teacher can afford to buy a car. Those are indicators of
it's much better. I really wish to hear
out of this collective struggles. And I remember, I'm very happy to have been the leader of those particular struggles, particularly 2012, the added salaries, 2013 added salaries, 2015, I was able to sign after 54 billion CBA, so that generally in terms of pay, Kenyan teachers are fairly paid. And you see, from the UNESCO ILO recommendations, countries are encouraged, or governments are encouraged to ensure that, one, they train teachers, and ensure that those teachers, after they are trained, they are properly recruited, properly remunerated. Because a teacher who is not well paid will not concentrate in teaching the learners. And of course, while teaching, they must be well supported. And we were looking at time that Kenya can compare with a country like Korea, where the top students, when they're exiting their high school, the top students, those who in Kenya are choosing medicine, law, and engineering. In Korea, they don't choose. The first profession is teaching. Because teaching is made attractive. Even right now, when you're talking about reforms in this country, reforms do not begin in the classrooms, in the building of classrooms, in the change of curriculum. Reforms begin in dignifying the teaching profession and respecting teachers and preparing teachers and getting back even to the teacher training. What is the next generation of teachers that we require? Are we going to make teaching so attractive, so competitive, that the top students in our school system will only choose to teach? And I can imagine maybe by the year 2050, if we reform our teaching service, and in fact that is the only and the best reform that a country can undertake, to attract the best to the teaching service, so that if by the year 2050 we have a cohort of teachers who are recruited from the best of our students, then we'll be having the most transformative and competitive education in Kenya. Just like what Korea has done. It doesn't take much to industrialize a country. It doesn't take much to strengthen the economy of a country. if you don't invest in education and invest in teachers, then there is nothing
There's
you are
nothing
doing.
there we can
So
do. Okay.
transformation of education, teachers are central, and not just teachers. Teachers who are properly recruited, well supported,
All right.
and well remunerated.
Well remunerated.
Those
Okay.
teachers will be able to deliver. And I'm
All
sure
right. You said
my
it's
colleague
fair,
here
but
agrees with me
yes, I
very
want
well.
to hear from Vincent.
Before you get to Vincent,
can we speak to Ruth some way? And
before
then
you
we'll
get
come
to
back
Vincent,
you? Okay.
I wanted to give you a status of comparative analysis of Kenyan teachers.
Okay. All right.
The top teacher in the world, Father Tapichi from Nakuru,
Yeah.
was rated the best all over the world.
Absolutely.
And I think for 2 consecutive years, we've had award-winning teachers at AU at the top from
Coming
Kenya.
from Kenya.
So, in fact, from those global competitions, our teachers have stood out. And that is an indicator that Kenya has retained the most democratic, the most vibrant, the most innovative, and hardworking teachers.
Absolutely.
It's an opportunity that
Yes.
we need
Yes.
to cash on, and
absolutely.
grow.
Yeah.
And
the
I'm sure
profession.
he agrees with me.
Absolutely.
Kenya has the best teachers. We only need the government that recognizes,
Recognizes
respect,
teachers.
and support
Yeah.
teachers.
And supporting
And
teachers.